Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to this live session for the second one. And today is another live session coming up. In this session, we will be looking for the best trade possible in the market for this session. As previous session, we have successfully closed, and this session also looking to see some trade. One of them is dollar CAD. Also, we're looking at gold as CAD news coming tomorrow, and we can see that dollar CAD getting pretty volatile here after this double top. We can see there is a false breakout potentially, and the market is slowly melting back below here on dollar CAD. And I've also posted the trade earlier. Here you can see that on gold as well, showing downside as expected. Let's look at now, guys, here on gold, what we can look for this session here. And previous session saw successfully closed one trade. Now here is what we can see: gold potentially creating bearish market structure here. After this initial bounce early with the Asian session, the market has started to break below again in that direction here. I'm going to look at the full multi-time frame analysis, guys, before I progress further with the full analysis and trade setup. You guys ready for a trade here? And I would like to look at, first of all, today, two pairs that I might look at. One is gold, and the other one is dollar yen, and also dollar CAD. But I would like to know which instrument you guys preferring to look at first. While you can see there is a move on dollar CAD, also move on gold. So do you want me to go with dollar CAD or with gold? I would like to see where the most members will respond. We will be looking at, are you looking at gold or dollar CAD? Gold, please. So you can ask for gold. Anyone with gold? You can share in the live chat your opinion and thought. And also there will be later today, if you guys look at it, you can see the market, in fact, is pretty volatile, and looking to see how the market potentially may give us that entry opportunity. TJ, gold, okay, gold, yep, gold, awesome, gold. Anyone else? Okay, so we are looking at gold. I'm looking to see, you see that quite a few response on gold. Now, it's a downtrend, right? Gold is in a downtrend, long-term downtrend, and would like to see that the market to again reject back potentially below or bouncing back to the upside here. And we are gold lovers, sir. Welcome. I'm also loving gold. There is a very sensible reason for loving gold, guys. You can trade gold only along with the currency if you like, and you can become anything, right? Any kind of successful trader, because the best thing with gold is that I can trade on 5 minutes or even the 1 minute, and it trends nicely. The only thing that you need to be successful trading gold is managing your emotion, the emotion of greed, right? Less acknowledged, but everyone has that. But if you can manage that emotion and then do the risk management, you're gonna be successful as a trader. Are you with me? Say yes in the live chat if you're with me. If you think that you can become a successful trader, then I'm here with you. Together we will be trading every day twice and pulling out the profit from the liquidity provider, from the market, and pay our bills, right? This is what our aim here, because trading is freedom, because we can trade and pay the bills. Do you think, are you ready for that? Let's do it, right? So let's begin first of all here on gold, right? We are looking at gold, and I would like to first of all look at the bigger picture here, monthly chart. Now, looking at monthly on gold, we can see this is a monthly price action where this is the monthly high and also this is the monthly low, which is high and low. And in that high and low, the question is this market breaking below here or bouncing back to the upside, right? Let's look at the weekly. Now, I'm not going to in detail on the monthly because this monthly candle is in the middle of the month and also middle of the candle. So we cannot interpret fully based on the monthly, but we can look at weekly so that we can find proper entry in the direction of the trend. So that being said, if you look at here from the weekly, what we can see, this is the weekly price action, previous week, a bearish engulfer, followed by this week, what we can see here from this support level, initial bounce. Now, what we can see here from the weekly, this is the first day of trading week is quite important, as first day is where we can see the market showing us potential trading opportunity, mostly because Monday and Friday are the best days for me to trade, and we have already seen that so far 100% winner, and we'll keep winning. You know, there was a, in the past it was saying that, you know, you can't win a high win rate, you can't keep a high win rate. Now thing changes because we have the advanced strategy, we have advanced trading tool that we can use to pull out profit from almost each trade that you guys have seen that. And that's what we are going through here. And if you guys are ready to do that, if you want to take your trading to the next level, then don't miss out this live session here to know it properly. Now, let's see that weekly market here. From the weekly, this is the weekly high, today's high, and this is weekly open. This is the first day of trading week. This is the weekly low here. So as from the weekly, we can see that the market potentially to remain bearish. If we look at the daily, here we can see that it is reflecting on the daily as well as the market from here managed to bounce back to the upside here, and now slowly pushing back down here to the support level. Now, long-term trend here on gold is this trend in this area. Long-term doesn't mean monthly. Monthly is bullish, as you know that, but here we can see that from the daily there is a bearish channel. This market moving in a bearish channel here. If we can spot that channel, we can spot it, and in that channel, because there is a bounce on the daily breakout, we could see the market to return back below here. Looking at the 4 hour here, now we are coming to a point where we can find entry, and that entry that we can see here, this is the 4 hour high, and this is the 4 hour open and close. So we have seen quite a few lines here, but those lines are helpful because with those levels we are able to look at the ultimately what level we will be looking at for an entry. Going to the 15 minutes here, this is the zone that I'm looking at now, potential entry, because this is the 15 minutes where the 10 and 20 MA crossed over from each other, and as the market crossed over from each other 10 and 20 MA, expecting after a retest the market to return back again to the direction of the trend. Looking at the 5 minutes as well, we can see that this market also here shown bearish movement. And if we combine the 5 minutes with the 30 minutes, 30 minutes is still, we see that a 10 and 20 MA is still crossed over, didn't cross to be bearish, but still it is bullish. But what I think that very soon we might see that bull market turned into bear market. You always keep in mind, hey, can you check NZD-JPY? Yeah, we will be looking at JPY pairs as well. Now, how do you understand a market, a bull market turn to bear market or a bear market turn to bull market? That's what we will be looking at here, as I use the EMS as a confirmation for me to enter into the trade. Now, here is the level that we can see on the if you look at the 5 minutes and 1 hour, also the 30 minutes. So basically 5 minutes I'm combining with the 30 minutes. Here is series of lower high. This is another 30 minutes candle closing with a series of lower high. Now any break to the upside with this candle is where we will be looking for trading opportunity in this market. And that being said, we're looking to see how the market potentially be showing here up 5 minutes price action, expecting a break to the upside here and then to return back below. Now looking at 30 minutes, we can see the candle being just closed here in just a couple of seconds, expecting a bounce back to the upside here. And if we look at the 1 hour, also the market is showing that series of lower high. As the market is not being able to break that high, we might see the break that low here. There's the nearest level of support on the 1 hour, which is at 3343 level. And this is the 5 minutes price action where the market may potentially move back to the upside here, touch that zone, cross that high, and then to return back below again in the direction of the trend here. $10 and 20 EMA crossed from each other. Here is quite a few long wick candles in this area on XAUUSD. Now here we can see the market slowly trying to build that pressure back to the upside here on this lower time frame. And in that move, if you look at here from this support level, we might see a possible break back to the upside. And this is the session's high, 3351 from the 4 hour. And in that session's high, also from the 1 hour perspective, which is an important resistance line. If the market is going back up here to retest this session's high from the 15 minutes to test that low, test that high, we are looking for potential selling opportunity here in this market. We might see a potential break to the upside here. And from the 4 hour perspective, if we look at here, they're expecting the market to go ahead, retest, and then potentially reject back again in the major direction of the trend. So, how we can find our entry? As the market, you can see it's a slowly falling with series of lower high. And at the same time, the market is potentially in a sideways. Here, what we can expect this market to possibly trend to the upside here. This is a key level, an important resistance line here. And that move could lead the price back to the upside here. And if I look at the 1 hour here, also the market from this 20 EMA, trying to push that price back to the upside here. So any bounce back to this level here at 3351. Why am I looking at 3351? Let's look at the 4 hour. You see, I frequently change the time frame, but we will be, once we find the spot that we will be entering the trade, we don't have to change the time frame, as our goal here is to find an entry from a key level. Now the market may not be able to break the 3351, but could remain at 3348 level. Why? Because this is the 4-hour resistance and it has formed series of lower high in that area. So that being said, what level we are looking at potentially for entry is the market to break that high and then return back below. This is a currently falling market. And in this falling market, would like to see that it's getting that rejection back below. So we're waiting to see how we can find trading opportunity here. And that's what we're looking to see. The market is slowly trying to build that pressure back to the upside here. Quite a few dodges here in that area. So from the lower time frame here, we can see the market slowly building that pressure back to the upside and want to see the market manage to move and has created a proper price action confirmation for a potential drop. Here what we can see that lower time frame price action slowly trying to break to the upside. We want to see the market has reached that key level and then to return back below. 4-hour price action showing that the market is getting a rejection from the high, and that rejection, that if you look at here, you can see that from this high getting the rejection, and the market may potentially come back to break that low in this area. Therefore, the price going back to 3348 or above is a level that you can look for possible selling opportunity. Now, this session that I'm looking at on gold is to go with this one single move back to the upside to this 3351 or 3351.3 level, where we can expect the market to reject. Why? Because that level that we can see on the 4-hour is where this session's high. We have almost nearly to 1.5 hour remaining for this candle, and the whole time we saw there was a consolidation or the sideway movement. But in this sideway movement, because the major trend, as I mentioned earlier, the trend is very important. Major trend is bearish. Breaking to the upside is an opportunity for us to sell this market. That's what we can see. The market is showing its pattern back to the upside. NZDJPY, welcome. Now, what we can see here, you can see just penetrated the 4-hour resistance on the lower time frame, 5 minutes. From the 30 minutes, it crossed a key resistance line. The market is getting a rejection from this level. What I think the price may try to reject back again below from this level here. As we are seeing the market trying to, this is an important resistance line on the lower time frame from 30 minutes. And that level that you can see on the 30 minutes could break below or try to push back here to the 4-hour resistance line. Now, wherever it is heading, our primary object here is to find the trade from a very important area of value and then to sell to this level. So if we look at the daily and 1-hour price action here, this is the 1-hour price action from this support level is trying to push back here. And once this market will be able to have a rejection, we could see the market to turn back here to this support level. Welcome to this live session here. Looking to see possible rejection here. The best area to potentially to sell is at 3351 for this session at the moment that I'm looking at, because the bigger picture trend here is long-term trend bearish. We can see a pullback for this move, expecting another bounce back to 3351 level. I might place a pending order at this level. Let's first look at to see if the market is potentially preparing for a move back to 3351.31 level. Again, looking at the 4-hour level that you can see, this is the intraday resistance line, and we have 1 hour 20 minutes for this candle to close. And during the lifetime of this candle, expecting the market to go ahead and then to retest that level again. And we can see the market is trying to push back to that level again. So therefore, based on the 5 minutes and the 15 minutes price action, they're expecting the market to return back there. If we look at the ATR of this move, what you can see here, ATR is 2930 pip for this price action here. And we'll be placing a sell limit in that area. So if the ATR here is 29 pip, we'll be placing the stop loss at 1.5 ATR. So here we will be placing a sell limit at this level at 4-hour high, expecting the market to break that session's high. And as this market is a long-term bearish, this is not going to be a market order, it's a pending order, expecting the market to return back, sell off to this level, which give us almost 2-to-1 reward to risk in this trade. So I'm placing a sell limit. I will be discussing in depth education, guys. This is not all about one trade. So make sure you stick till the end of this live session to know exactly everything that we are discussing here in this session. Let's look at that here on Xauusd. And now this is a sell limit that placing at 3350.79, which is on the 4-hour high, this session's high. and with a potential for a breakout. If it doesn't, we can readjust our entry at any point in time. It's completely fine. On the 5 minutes that I'm looking at this market to potentially break to the upside here and then to return back below. Now, I'm going to explain the full strategy with this trade, what was the reason behind this pending order, so that you guys know the education as well as the strategy behind it. So place the sell limit here. We can see after break of this high, it's getting that rejection from this 30 minutes resistance line, where the price may try to break below after multiple rejection. Now, looking at in this market that the price to potentially retest and then to return. Now, from here we still could see that continuation back below. What I think we may see another retest. If it goes there, then we have a bigger area that we can look at for potential taking profit, though the market is in a consolidation in that area. But with that break above is where is the entry that we can find. If the market doesn't go there to retest that level, then we have later can look for the new level that it might create. At the moment, this is the level that we are looking at in this market for a potential entry. I hope that you guys are enjoying the live session. Make sure you give a thumbs up. If you have any question, you can ask in the live chat. I'm good, thank you. And Gbpjpy, let's create 2 windows here for another one. So we place the sell limit here for a potential break and then return back here. If this market going to break here, we will be on the trade. Now, if the market not going to go there, and what will be our next plan for this trade also we'll be discussing. So don't miss out any part of that. In the meantime, let's look at Gbpjpy. One of you have requested to look at Gbpjpy. I'm looking at. We see there is a breakout on Gbpjpy. Now here, as you can see, the market is showing that move, a move, pullback, another move, deeper pullback. And you can see the market is maintaining that series of higher high and higher low, which is in an uptrending market structure here on Gbpjpy. So if we look at the daily on Gbpjpy, what I think that Gbpjpy may possibly continue to rise back to the upside here. As if we look at the bigger picture here on Gbpjpy, you can see that it was in a very sharp uptrend. This is the daily chart. There was a break of structure. We have seen that bounce back to the upside. again pullback, so it may potentially go back up to that daily resistance line. So that being said, if we look at the 4-hour chart here, it's currently trending to the upside, and because it's a minor pair, I wouldn't say we can do any kind of day trade. I would prefer swing trade on these kind of pairs, because trading at least to 1 hour or 4 hour is the best time frame for this kind of pairs. Now here it's in an uptrend from the lower time frame, so the market there's only best idea is to look for potential buy once the market breaks from the trend. So you need to look at, for example, this is the 1 hour chart. For me to enter any kind of trade, I would like to see the market has touched this support level with this move at any point, and then to buy. So that's what the idea is, to trade with the major direction of the trend. Now, along with NZD/JPY, dollar yen also showing potential bullish from this level. We have seen that after previous sessions retest, the market has managed to break back to the upside here on dollar yen. If we look at the daily chart on dollar yen, we can see that dollar yen was maintaining series of lower high. Quite a few days the market has maintained that series of lower high, which currently the price is crossing the previous daily high. So touching, still not there. If this market going to touch the previous daily high, if the price to cross that series of lower high, we may be able to find a possible sell entry in this market on dollar yen. So this is where you can see dollar yen price. We may see the price to go ahead and then hit that level, potentially to retest and then to return back again to the direction of the major trend. So if we look at here, dollar yen, you can see it's a local uptrend at the moment, and at any point we could see the break of structure and then to return back again. We are on another trade, which is on dollar CAD. As with the strengthening of CAD, we saw that dollar CAD was in a downtrend, and we are on a trade which is running in at the moment on dollar CAD, also potentially to expecting it to continue to drop here. So with that, on dollar CAD is bearish, dollar yen is going to hit potentially to the daily high, so also could return back in the direction of the major trend. Now looking at again gold, we can see that after this breakup structure here, it returned back below. From the 30 minutes, that got that rejection back below, and from the 1 hour on gold, which is almost at the 1 hour support level and almost nearly to the candle closed on the 1 hour price action on gold, which is showing that the market may potentially continue to trend here back below. The sell limit on gold is at this level. We might be readjusting the entry once we see the market has created new structure here. At the moment, you can see the market is in this channel. It's in this downtrend here. If you look at here, you can see the market is maintaining series of lower high. And with this series of lower high, we look at what we can see, the market may continue to drop back below this level. Expecting it to come back here. Here is a liquidity zone in this area. If we look at the 15 minutes, we see that breakup structure here in that area. Which is the finally from the 1 hour price action candle is closing, and we can see that it's also showing potentially bearish market structure could lead that price back below further here. And what I think the market may potentially continue to trend here back below this level. We see the 30 minutes candle closing as well with a two important bearish candle crossover, and as the price has just crossed this 4 hour low, this is the session's low here and also the 4 hour 10 EMA. The buyers may try to come back here for short term, and that could give the market to have another potential bounce here. And we are not going for long here as because the market here, the trend is down. So what we want to see here, a possible break to the upside so that we can sell this market. As intraday price action is bearish, we are always in the direction of the major trend. And I hope that you guys understanding the basic concept of this strategy. What we need here, multi-time frame trend direction. We discussed in our previous session as well. This is a strategy that no matter what kind of a strategy you're using, if you know how to use, how to make those price action, it's gonna be easy for you to spot those kind of market structure. What you can see here from this level, the price slowly trying to break that structure here. Gold is breaking that low from this intraday resistance line. We might need to readjust our entry once we see the market has made significant move here in this instrument. We'll be readjusting our entry as the market already has dropped well back below, and I'm going to place here a new pending order on gold for another entry. If you look at here, what we can see that this is the 4 hour market where there is a resistance line and also there is a sessions high here. As we can see the market, this is the 1 hour price action candle closing, and it has shown significant bearish market structure here. for us to find the next entry, potentially, would like to see the price is showing new market structure, because this is already our entry was here and it didn't reach there. Instead, we can see from the 4-hour open and close, the market has rejected back below. At this point, what we need here is to see if the price is going to hit this current resistance line. From the 5 minutes, it has created a new resistance at 3348 level. What we need here is to break that newly created level again, which is the 4-hour resistance line. Okay, so if the market going back again for another retest, highly likely we could see this market to trend back down again to the direction of the trend. That being said, from the 1 hour, we see the candle close coming with a long bearish engulfer from the 1 hour perspective. And this is the 5 minutes perspective, 5 minutes time frame, a single move back below. And if we look at the ATR of this move, we can see that 1818 pip, here is almost to 55 pip move in this one directional bias. So if the price return back from this level to this key zone, that's where we will be looking for further entry. Why? Because this is where the 4-hour or the intraday resistance line. Previous session, you guys have seen that we have opened the position, and that has given us an incredible trading opportunity that we have secured. It was a successful trade. Now this session, I here is to look for another entry from a key level. Now we can look for entry at multiple levels, but the best entry comes when the market in an important area of value. The possibility here for an entry at this level is possibly higher. We'll be waiting to see that. We see that 1 hour candle closed with a bearish engulfer with a stronger liquidity grab. If you look at here, you can see it's already made its move back below. Now, as the market is trying to drop back here, a high chance for another retest of 3348.7 is higher. And that is where a possible sell opportunity. If the market continue to drops, we'll see that where is we can find potentially any new entry. I hope that guys are enjoying the live session. Make sure you give a thumbs up. Like this stream if you like it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you're not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day from this channel. Okay, so it's still keep pushing back below, and we are not entering from the lower low. As you know that all the trade that I open from the breakup structure. This is a saying, very old saying, that buy from higher high, sell from lower low. In my strategy, buy from local breakdown, sell from local breakout. Now, does this work? What do you think? What do you see? Because most people don't see, and some people don't think. So you need to verify everything from the actual market information. Observation is key. You see everything. When I begin my trading, I just saw the candlestick pattern, some indicators, started to learn, and I dedicated years of an active observation. Trading education is the rarest thing you will ever find. There is a reason behind it, because it's a when you become a profitable trader, it's a money making machine, right? And finding those kind of education is very hard, because everyone will teach you how to do something. No one will teach you how to make money, because this is where the difficult part. And especially in trading, it's very hard, is because any skill set that you will be learning, making something, is different than trading. There is a reason behind it. Very, very sensible reason. When you are creating a product, okay, you create a toy aeroplane, and you create it from out of, let's say, paper or clothes that could be wasted, and you use that one to create a toy, right? So it's a creation from nothing, and no one is losing anything. So you created something out of nothing. But in trading, when you win, someone else on the other side has to lose. That's why it's so difficult, because it's a different kind of creativity that you need to apply to win the trade. And that is why it's so rare. Try to understand what I'm telling, guys. But here it's open. Everything that I learn, I teach. And that's why you see that the winning rate that I use is now the most updated strategy that in the academy is over 99%. Over 99% win rate, maintaining almost in every trade. It's possible. And I'm going to show you here. It's 2025, 2026, 2027. We will be trading with the most updated strategy with the aided trading tool. Currently, I'm using the academy. And if you want to explore more, stay tuned. You'll see that how it works. And everything is possible as long as you are looking at from the observation, which is very important. Observational knowledge is the true knowledge that you can gain. And being a trader means that, in fact, you have to observe. I can give you a strategy, okay, that works all the time. But you see that once you apply the strategy, it may not work until you desensitize yourself from the emotion coming in trading. And that's where big difference between a successful trader with the non-successful trader, you need to build up that trading psychology, create that neuro pathway that we discussed in your brain by reconditioning, reprogramming your mind and brain together to become the trader that you want to become. And that's what we are looking at here in this market. Whenever the trade arises, we are not entering without strategy. Okay, so now here you can see from this level, it's keep pushing down. From the 4 hour, we can see that as expected. You guys have seen the analysis also posted where expected the market to trend back down here, and it's coming down. So let it come down. Don't need to get excited. We need to let it come down until we find our entry at the level that we are expecting. Now you can look at the 5 minutes. Here is the move. This is the complete breakdown on the 5 minutes to this key level of support. And now what we can expect it to retest 3348 in that zone where we can look for a possible further entry. This kind of move I like is because it's a single move. Would like to go back up again so that we can re-enter here in that area for another potential sell opportunity in this market. Are you guys ready for a potential entry? Entry sometimes is rare, but I look at from a very, very different perspective, because when you find the entry in a key level, that is where the high probability trade, because you can find entry from the lower low or on a pullback, but I don't enter a trade on a pullback. It's a losing strategy. I don't enter a trade from the lower low or from the higher high. Also losing a strategy. It doesn't work. You see that. Because everyone enters on those areas. We need to enter the trade where everyone doesn't enter, where everyone plays their stop loss. You see, that's the secret. So how do you identify a potential entry? The first question that you need to ask is, where do everyone trying to enter? Don't enter in that zone. Where everyone wants to place their stop loss, enter in that area. So you have to step back always a little further to find the zone where there is a liquidity. So that being said, this is now current move on the 5 minutes. The trend is down. And if we look at the daily chart here, we can see that this is today's session here. The market open in that daily level. Now there are two-way possibility here. One is the market, you can see it's coming down here to retest the daily low and then reject back again. The other probability here is the 5 minutes resistance. Now if this market coming straight back below here, if you look at here 1 hour, you can see that this is a one single move coming down here. If the market drop straight back below to the daily low, it is possible for the market to go back up again. So when the market reject, that means like that coming down to a key level, always the best way to look at the market is to look at the multiple time frame trend. Multiple time frame is very important. This is what we are looking at in the market. So if you look at here, you can see that this is the 1 hour chart here. And in this market from this level, the price is slowly building that pressure here. And 15 minutes and the 1 hour here, you can see the price from this level started to break below. Now if the market is coming, this is the daily low here. You can see if the price is dropping to the daily low, okay, that's where you could see the market to again return back to the upside. So from here you can see the market is slowly coming to the daily low here, and once the market is coming to the daily low, this is a rejection from the higher price on the daily. That rejection could be the market to continue to drop, or before it drops we might see another potential bounce back to the upside. Now at this point where the market is, if the price is going to revisit that 3348.74, we will be selling to this level. That's going to be a good sell if the market is now going back to this level here. And this is our current potential entry. But you want to see the market is going to that level before you look for that sell in this market. I hope that making sense to you guys. The current level that I am looking at here for potential sell is 3348 level. Not looking to buy yet until we see how the market is reacting to that daily low. It may not revisit that 3348, but it may. In trading, we need to wait for the best entry all the time. We want to keep our entry to the best possible edge. If the market revisit that level, then the entry we will be entering here, keeping stop loss above this, I will be placing a new stop loss. First, let the market to show its possibility to move back to that level before we look for that entry here in this market. And the market, if the reach before the 4-hour candle close, revisit the level, we could see the market to possibly return back again to this daily low here in this zone. This is a smart money trading strategy. This is always I try to discuss with all of you guys. How the smart money potentially showing that trading system here. Now there's a 5 minutes closed with a potential green candle, expecting the market to trend back here to the upside. And if the market going back to that upside here to this level, we can look for potential selling opportunity in this market. We can see from here the price is slowly pushing for a pullback here. That's what you need before the daily close. Would like to see the market has retested that high before it turns back below here in that area. Now I'm not going to enter here with a lower low. Instead, we will be placing the pending order in that area once we see the possibility for the market to pull back to the upside here. And that's going to be a high probability setup once the market reach that level, especially before the 4-hour close. Before the 4-hour close is where we will see the market potentially going up for another retest here. Now we see that, as I mentioned many times earlier, we see the market is very choppy more often, but if you can spot those levels when the market will get that rejection, these are areas you can always stay winner in your trading. We see some upside bias here. And that is what looking at 3348 or 3347.90. But I think that we can see the series of lower high. It may try to go back to that retest that 3347.90 level. I'm going to place a sell limit here at 33. It's a pending order, so not selling by market, definitely not, and we'll be waiting for a possible retest of this level. I'm placing a sell limit at this level. $3347.95 level. And if the market goes and triggers our trade, we'll be selling to this daily low, which will be 321, and we'll try to hold that as much as we can for this potential drop back below. So it's gonna be a sell limit, new sell limit, deleting the previous one. Now, if the market doesn't revisit that level, I'm happy to close the pending order because I don't want to enter from an area where we may not be able to see the trade is not going in our favor. So sell limit at 3347.95. Stop loss at 3351.60 and TP target at 336.98. So placing that sell limit here in that area again, we have adjusted the sell limit from the previous one, and it's the new sell limit here at 3347.95. Stop loss at 3351.60 and TP target at 3336.98. So we might see that potential bounce that I'm expecting to go back up to retest that level. And that bounce is essential to see the market if we want to see the price to revert back again to this previous support level. Here is the market slowly trying to build up pressure back to the upside. And that is where looking to see the price to potentially turn back here to that key level of resistance line. Here is the 15 minutes again. We might see that potential bounce back to the upside here. Expecting it to go back again to retest that level and then to return back again to the long-term support level. It may continue to drop here. If the market drop back below this daily low, we are looking for possible even rejection back again or return back down here. And from the 1 hour perspective, it's a sharply falling market, and looking forward to see how the market is reacting to this level here. There's a trend line that you can see the price might be coming to retest, and the trend line could be an important level that you can see the price may come back here to retest that level and to create a new lower low in this market. There's the move here on a gold. We can see the price slowly trying to build that pressure back below to this support level. And from the 5 minutes, we have seen that drop, and the possible entry for that we are looking at the 4 hour resistance line before the candle close. We have one more 30 minutes candle to form, and that price may potentially come back here to this support level, as this is a sharply falling, and before the 4 hour close, expecting potentially one more bounce back to that sessions high here in this market. And that level that we can see is essential to look at, that for an entry we can enter along the way as the market is trending, but you see that the market more often after an overextension will go back up again to retest and reject. It's coming to the daily low here, and the entry that we have placed, the pending order, is the most effective area that you can look into the trade. Why? Because it's the sessions high, it's in a downtrend, the major trend is down, we are following the major direction of the trend. Here's the next session. On the 4 hour time frame, we can see that from the daily as well, there is a sharp rejection from this very high price that we have seen early, and this is today's low here, the session's daily low here. And as the market is approaching that daily low, most likely you would see the price ultimately breaking below here. And before the breaking below, what do you want to see here? The market to go back up to retest this daily high here. And that's what we're looking at for possible entry in this market. Now, if the market continue to trend, continue to drop, we might find a new level has been created, a new zone. If that creates, that is where you will be readjusting the entry. But at the moment, as the 4-hour close coming, until the candle close, we see that this is the current level that we can look for selling in this market. And when we are entering a trade based on the level, based on the key area, two very important criteria that you need to look at. Welcome. Can you look at Euro USD? Euro USD, dollar yen, great job all the way from welcome. Do you use Fibonacci? First, let's look at dollar yen. Anyone looking at the euro dollar? Dollar yen, I'm looking at here. Dollar yen, the market just crossed that high. Let's look at the euro dollar. Now, if we look at the euro dollar here, we can see the market here in that area on euro dollar. Big move, followed by this pullback here. And Euro USD, it's in an uptrend. We saw the rejection. On dollar yen, if you look at here, you can see dollar yen from the daily, it just has crossed the daily high. I think among all, dollar yen could give us a better entry very soon. As if you look at the lower time frame, it's just getting the rejection again from this support level on dollar yen. So I'm keeping that dollar yen on watch list for a possible rejection, while also I was looking at dollar CAD. Dollar CAD was in a downtrend, and we see there is a break of structure. Now it's trying to push back again. And here, as you can see from the intraday perspective here, it's a big drop, and waiting to see further downside here. Okay, so the price is currently approaching the daily low here, and it's a complete breakdown to the daily support. Now from here, are we going to see a rejection back above, or we could see further drop? Let's understand it from the 15 minutes and the 1 hour price action. As it is daily low, we can look at from the 1 hour market structure. Here is pretty strong drop from this 1 hour price action. It's a break of structure, and this is the daily low the market is coming to, and the possibility for this market to revert again. It's a bear market. You can see the 4-hour chart. Daily also showing that bear market. Daily crossed from 10 and 20 EMA. It grabbed liquidity. From the 4-hour, we can see that it's also showing that bearish market structure here. So from here, from the 4-hour time frame, here is we can see there was a breakdown complete. We have seen that from here a bounce to the upside and break below to this daily support level. Now this market may continue to drop here or continue to drop here. From here we could see another bounce, or we could see that complete break below here and then bounce back again to the upside. Therefore, this market currently in a downtrend, and we may see the remaining bearish for a little more extended period of time. Before the candle close, what we can expect here? From the daily support to have a rejection back again. Quality is more important than quantity. Only it's very, very applicable on trading rather than anything else. We had early 2 trades. I'm waiting for a possible further entry, but here now we might see a potential pullback to the upside. Is the market slowly trying to build up the pressure back to the upside? And as we discussed that this is currently a falling market, has dropped to the daily low, a daily support, and as the market has dropped to the daily support currently, if it push back again to the upside for another retest, we will be looking into that sell opportunity. From the 4-hour, we can see that it's in a downtrend and series of lower high, which is bearish. So there is 15 minutes remaining for this candle to close, and expecting it to possibly to pull back to the upside to give us another potential entry in this market. We will be only entering in an unusual case of breakout to that level, which could be, as we still have 15 minutes before this 4-hour close for the market to potentially go back up to retest. If it doesn't retest, then we will see where the 4-hour is closing, and upon the candle close, we will be waiting for a pullback for another potential sell entry. It's a bear market, so we are waiting only for a potential sell entry in this market. Now, the best thing of becoming a trader that I always discuss is that we don't have to always attend the market. Once you know that how to do that, once you learn the strategy, you can trade without attending the market, even with the lower time frame. If you have a specific time window, try to find a zone, a time where is a high probability. Share your trading time. What window you use as a trader? I've shared a question in the chat. What's your trading time? That means what window you use. Do you trade on Asian session, London session, New York session, or you trade all time on mobile? What's your trading time? Give some feedback here. That will help you to discuss, because there are some areas that you don't pay attention, guys. You see that we mostly look for a strategy that works all the time, but some of the very important thing that we don't pay attention, because trading time is very important. When you are sitting on your trading desk, are you keeping a consistency in your approach as a trader, or you trade randomly whenever you feel like, without looking at when the market is giving that trade? These are some of the very, very vitally important trading habits that one must maintain to remain profitable as a trader. Share your thought. What's your trading time? And that being said, here we can see the market in that area here showing that pattern, expecting it to break above to the upside to create a new higher high. It's trying to build up this pressure here. So we have 10 minutes for this 4-hour candle to close. And that's a bear market. It's on the daily support. And here you can see the market is slowly trying to break that low here to create a potentially lower low in this market. So it's a complete break of structure here on the lower time frame on gold, and that's where the price is almost to break that low here from the 4 hour. It's a complete break below, and the pending order is above still, and you want to keep that level for potential entry here in this market. You want to only use where there is a high probability setup. We are seeing the market is slowly trying to come back to this daily support level, where from the daily perspective here there is a sharp rejection from the high, and that drop that you can see the market potentially to continue to trend back down here to this intraday support level. There is a series of lower high in that area. And that being said, expecting the market to trend down here and continue to drop back below this support level. So it's approaching that daily support level. Now, because the market is in a downtrend, we are not looking to open any buy here. It might have a primary bounce, reacting back again to the upside, and that reaction might lead the price back to this previous session's high. But because it's a downtrending market, we will only be looking to sell. But if the market after the candle close going back here again for another retest, we are not on the trade. Now, before the 4-hour close, we will be closing our pending order, because as the candle close, the pending order is going to be invalid in that area. So therefore, I am looking to close that pending order, and we will be waiting for further entry opportunity here in this market. Now, what's happening here? If you look at here after this doji, you can see it's created a series of lower high and has completely broken back below. Now, with this candle close, if you look at also the daily market structure, here is the daily price action, where the price has crossed both 10 and 20 EMA from the daily and return back to this where the market opened with the Asian session here. We have seen that market open and then drop back below with the Asian open, drop back below here and then return back to the upside again. And that move that we can see in this market from this support level, return back to the upside, and the market, if you look at here from this support level, created this daily candlestick pattern here in that area. Price slowly trying to build up that pressure back below here to this support level. Here's the weekly level that you can see, weekly bearish candle followed by a weekly price where the market has moved back here, drop back to this support. If you look at the monthly here, you can see the market showing the same way. If you look at the daily here, you can see there is a daily candlestick pattern where there is a daily doji at the moment. And this is today's low here, and it's a falling market. If the price is going back in case to the daily high, we will be selling as the 4-hour closing here to this daily open here. Now next session we may see that this market to potentially trend back to that level and then to drop. There's one probable scenario here, or we could see that the market to continue to trend back down here. At this point, this is a very sharply drop to this daily support. This market, the major trend is down. We have seen that there might be an upside bias. So here the entry, we need to wait for rearrange of the market structure. We had a previous session, a successful trade on gold, and this session we still haven't got entry, waiting for the entry. And as you can see, the market tested the daily low and then getting that rejection back again here in that area. There's a candle close on the 4-hour. Just crossed that big below from the daily. It's a bear market. We see the complete breakup structure here, and that's move. If, as you can see, it's a strongly falling market, and we have seen that early in Asian session there was a breakup structure to the upside, rejected back below. Now highly likely we could see the market to potentially continue to drop back below to this daily low here. So from the daily time frame, what we have seen here, guys, is that the market trend may continue here to further extent. That means we may see that ultimately the market to come back below here to this NFP daily candles low. This is where there was a, this is the NFP move that we have. If you remember here, the 4-hour move, this is the NFP candle, where this is an order block in that area. And in that order block, as this is a support in this area, we most likely could see the market to trend and then to return back up. So therefore, the lower time frame price action here is still bearish. For our candle close, I'm going to wait for further trend continuation here. As the 15 minutes, the market is trending. Now the next potential entry will be possibly for a sell entry after a breakup structure. The market trend 15 minutes down, 4-hour down. Therefore, anytime the price is breaking from this structure here on the 15 minutes, possibly to 3344 level is the new level that we will be looking for potential sell entry in this market once the price shows that pattern in this session. And 5 minutes chart as well, this is a previous swing high here. So as 4-hour candle close, we can see that a break below and expecting now a potential pullback to this 10 EMA on the 4-hour and the 20 EMA in middle, which is a support and resistance. And also from the 15 minutes, it's a key swing high here, expecting to go ahead and then drop back down. So this is the level that I will be looking for sell entry, keeping the price action on my watch list, looking for entry. First day of trading week, slow move is better. We had one trade early, 2 trades, one is our gold robot as well, and looking for further entry opportunity in the upcoming session. As there is no trade yet, we will be waiting to see. I'm almost nearly to the end of the session, but it's still on trading, not at the end of my trading day, as I will be trading till the end of NY session. And I would like to see you guys there again very soon. Tomorrow twice coming on live, on one on London, the other one is NY session, to speed up our learning and growth as a trader. Keep patience, don't over trade, don't FOMO trade, wait for the right entry. Once you see the entries here, you can enter at any point. That being said, thank you for joining. And you see the market is trying to pull back here, and if it does, then we will be also looking into that entry very soon. Thank you, and I'll see you again very soon with another live session. Until that, guys, stay well, stay happy, trade safe.